Hi, beautiful beings, and welcome to another live where we cultivate more love and joy in our lives through selecting our realities, because this whole reality is here for us to select within. And if you're selecting things repeatedly that are giving you the same life day in, day out, and you don't like it, it's time to change your freaking mind. It's time to change the things that you're believing to be true for yourself, to be possible, to be available. You have so many options. At least choose something that you enjoy rather than keep continually choosing things that you hate and then bitch about, right? Ooh. I expected this to be much darker. I don't know why it's so light. Anyway, you know, it is what you say it is. It is what you say it is. And I say it's easy, so it's easy for me. It's always funny for me because someone saying like, oh, changing your thoughts does nothing, or stating an affirmation, which is a thought, does nothing, when it's like, in order for me to say it does nothing, I would have to like say that thought of, have that thought of it does nothing, which is also a thought. So it's like you're literally using a thought when you could just think it worked and it's done. So it doesn't make sense. Anyway, it's just funny. I think anyone who's like spending any air arguing about how it works instead of just like being and choosing is very silly potatoes business. I don't think that it needs to be a continual conversation, especially because like if you watch YouTube videos from like 6, 7, 8 years ago too, people are still having the same fucking conversation. So maybe it's just a conversation that happens in consciousness, but at the end of the day, choose what you want. Hi, beautiful beings. Oh my gosh, I was in Manhattan yesterday. I saw the Avatar movie. It was so fucking good. It was so good. I went with my friend. We caught the train up and did the movie and then had Thai food and then came back. Oh, we also stopped at an art gallery and saw some like really cool art stuff. It was just so nice to be in the city a bit. I'd been wanting it, and so it was funny because like, so last week I was like, I really want to like go into the city. I don't know why, but like the reason will come to me. And then the next day my friend texted me and was like, do you want to go see Avatar Aang in the theaters? It's only showing in New York and LA. And I was like, I sure do. So that happened. That was super fast. I love doing stuff like that. It was funny because like a few days before that, I was like, I don't know how, but I want to see that in the theaters. Cause you know, they were like, we're not doing theaters. And then I was like, I want to see it in the theaters. Somehow it's going to happen. And then like that happened of like, so both things got to go into the city. Also the art exhibit we saw was like really cool. It was like, I forget her name. I think it was like Leonora Carrington or something, but she was an artist in the 50s. She has all these like cool statues and like a tarot deck she made. And so it was like a very cool like exhibit of just like her sculptural work. Lots of like, not anthropomorphic, but like people bodies with like animal heads. Yeah, it was delightful. Hi, Kay. Is deciding and giving meaning synonymous in reality creation? Okay, so what is a decision, right? You're like, yes or no, this or that. It's basically, to decide means to cut off the rest. So you're cutting off the other options. You're saying this is the thing, right? Giving meaning would be like, what are you making it mean? Which is a decision. You have to decide it means something, right? But like when you're giving something meaning, it's like, okay, for example, if someone pulls the tower card in a tarot deck, someone could be like, oh my God, it means the worst things ever. And it's like horrible for me and I'm going to die. Versus someone else pulls it and says like, oh, cool. Like, you know, everything that crumbles, like I end up better anyway. That's giving meaning. And that's like so dualistic of like, it's you. Someone could have someone not call them and be like, oh my God, it means they hate me forever. Another person could be like, when they call me, they're going to be in the best energy. I'm going to be in the best energy. I'm going to go focus on my, like, whatever, you know, it's the meaning you give it. Hi, Kay. Does it matter if you visualize first or third person? It does not. It does not. You know what's funny is, like, I used to exclusively, like, witness my memories in third person. Like, when I would remember things, it was like I was watching a movie of it. And then that shifted, like, in the last, like, 8 years, I think I've started seeing it, like, first person instead. It's whatever you prefer. If you want to practice, like, seeing it through first person, you can. But I'm not going to assign a meaning that says one way is better than the other. It's just, do you have a preference? Saw a manifestation coach saying they've been manifesting their SP for 2 years. No, they haven't. They've been deciding multiple things for 2 years. Okay. Also, anyone that says I've been manifesting this for multiple years, yeah, okay. Manifesting, you've been staying in the process of continually, like, spinning your wheels for 2 years. These things are so fast. What I'll say is, like, the things that I've chosen repeatedly, I'll notice how I've received the manifestation of that. Like, I've had experiences with where I've, like, chosen things of, like, different stories for multiple years. But, like, I've always experienced the manifestation of it throughout that time. But I've changed my mind as far as what I desire in that connection. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's if they were having one consistent idea of what they desire, they would be experiencing the manifestation of that. But it sounds like they've probably just been changing their mind a lot. So the giving of meaning is the decision. Yeah, that's your decision, like what you... I have success story. I started pursuing one wish. It healed my OCD, but did not give me my wish yet. Baby, you give you your wish. It didn't give you your wish. It can't give you your wish. It is not a thing. It's you. Baby, it's you. Hi, Rooted. How to stop spinning the wheels then? Make a decision and stick with it. Like, no, I've decided it's all working out for me perfectly. I know time doesn't matter, but if he understands identity so well, why hasn't it materialized? I don't know who this person is that you're talking about. And they haven't been consistently manifesting this person. That's the thing. They haven't made a decision and stuck to it. That is what that sounds like. What they've probably been doing is evolving as a person themselves. Because if you look at it, that's usually what happens is people evolve as a person. They change their minds. They become, like, more developed within themselves. And then eventually they're going to make the decision of whether they're with that person or not. And they'll stick with it. So... he hasn't been doing it in the way that I or other people I know would teach it. I don't know this. Again, I don't know who this is. I don't particularly care. You don't have to tell me. I don't really want to know. It's none of my fucking business. If he actually had done it, it would be done. Do you know what I mean? So he's been spinning his wheels on something. He's probably just been, like, evolving as a person is what I would say. Like, I persisted. My husband is still leaving. He's gotten meaner. So you've been persisting in, you've been persisting. He's still leaving. He's gotten meaner. That's what you've been persisting in. You've been persisting in wanting him to be nicer, but what your actual persisting is, and it's not working, and it's not working, and he's getting meaner and all this, and he's leaving. That's sounds horrible for you. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. And also, like, change what you're saying is like, wow, he's so much better. The decision is you. He has no choice in the matter but to show up how you're selecting for your reality, because you are the steerer of your Oculus, right? There's infinite versions to tune into. Maybe self-concept around relationship issues. I don't know. Let's not diagnose this person because, like, again, there hasn't been any context. I bet if you watch, I don't trust manifestation coaches that, like, complain about manifestations. I don't. I understand being like, nah, whatever, we're not talking about it, it's fine. I love Flossie. I fucking love her. And Olivia, obviously. It's hard to ignore it. Babe, you're not can I model this for you? You take yourself away, you go internal, and you select. You choose how they show up, and then they must show up that way. Have you calmed yourself in your body? In your body, have you reacted to the new story of like, oh, they're just so peaceful? Because if so, that's what you're like, oh my God, they're so peaceful. So you feel peaceful. If you're still tense in your body, holding that energy, expecting them to be a certain way, that's showing you what your state is. You must change the story within. You didn't change it. You didn't change it. That's the thing, is like you said a word that was not backed up by any of your power. You said an empty sentence. And you said, well, I'll try this. We'll see if it works. No, you must know who you are as a creator. And it sounds like you do not. So go be present with yourself and actually like discern what you're doing. Master Manifestors. She's the one that I was collaborating with. If you had changed it, you wouldn't be in here or in anyone else's live saying like he's still doing this shit. It sounds like you fundamentally have not grasped what this is yet. And that's okay. But like, also I want to say you're never going to run out of time. You always have time, but it's like you look at actually what you've been dominantly thinking. Be honest with yourself. What have you been dominantly thinking? You saying an empty sentence a few times and then being like, but it's still happening, but this is still happening, but this is still happening. Do you see how that is? It's like, you're like, this now moment, it's still happening. This now moment, it's still happening. This now moment, it's still happening. Instead of being like, nope, he's perfectly calm, and holding that. Nope, he's perfectly calm. Wow, he's so kind. Wow, he's so kind. Wow, he's so consistent. Wow, it's so lovely. But you haven't been doing that. And you get to be honest with yourself. And it's not a fault thing. Don't be like, oh my God, you're saying it's my fault. It's your responsibility. It's your ability to respond, right? Respond to yourself. You're the one projecting this information, and it's being shown in your face, and you're like, I don't like this game anymore. I don't want it. I don't want this anymore. If you're breathing and feeling your body, like actually like, oh my God, he's so calm. Oh my God, he's so peaceful. Oh my God, he's so loving to me. He's so consistent with me. He's so consistent with me. And like any of that like turmoil you feel, let that like evaporate out of your body like mist. Just let it go. Hold that. Oh my God, he's so calm. He's so peaceful. He's so wonderful. Any of that story you feel coming up, trying to, nope, let it go. Let it out. Do not engage with it. Stored energy, right? Stop storing it. Stop restoring it. Resourcing it, right? You are the source, so it can only live with your attention and generation of it. So in your body holding, he's so kind, he's so loving, he's so romantic. How do you feel in your body when he's so romantic and respectful for you? when he goes out of his way to do things for you, or rather his way is just doing things for you? How are you feeling in your body when you're like at peace with this relationship and feel so, so, so good in it? When you feel so catered to and thriving and like he pours into you in the most wonderful ways. How are you feeling and reacting in your body when that's the case, when that's your truth? And that is what you're holding. And if you notice the other pattern come up of like, oh, and then you see him start responding that way, that's just telling you that's the energy that you've been holding. So you get to release that and go, get away, walk away from him, tune back in. Okay. Feeling really calm and wonderful in body. And here's the thing, if you don't actually really want to be with this person, you don't have to be, right? Oh, thanks. I love these sunglasses. Thank you guys for tapping. Yeah, thanks for tapping the screen. The sunglasses remind you of Dolly Parton. That's awesome. This applies with any person manifestation. So it's like, I'm going to guide this again just because I feel like everyone benefits from doing this. So just imagine a person. Imagine a person you wish to select a different version of in your reality, okay? Breathe and choose. Like, in your body, you're reacting to your chosen story now. So when they are so peaceful, how are you feeling in your body? Right? You feel peaceful first. So you feel peaceful because they are peaceful, and then feel in their body them being peaceful. Do you think we have to feel it real? No, but for me, I notice in my body when I feel peace or dis-ease around a person, right? If I'm feeling twisty and stressed in my body, it is my job as the mother of my body to shift myself into a state of peace and ease, to select the energy for the frame in my body. It's all thought. Feeling is thought, right? If you've gotten my free thought guide, it's like thoughts they can be images, words, feelings. So when I have like the twistiness in my body, if I have a story of like, oh my God, this person's an asshole or something, right? I'm going to breathe. I'm going to select, actually, they're so peaceful. And then so in my body, I am reacting to them being so peaceful because that's the reality I am in, is the one where they're so peaceful. So I can't possibly be reacting to someone being not peaceful in my reality, right? Twistiness and like stress and tension and fear. I can't be reacting to that in my reality of choice because it doesn't exist here. So therefore, I am calm and peaceful in my body. How would you feel more peaceful in your body? By your thoughts, and then your body lightens. I'll describe how it is for me, of let me slow down and piece by piece describe what I'm experiencing. Okay, so what it is I'm breathing, I'm observing whatever tension, twistiness, if you feel that in your system. If you don't, maybe this doesn't apply for you, and that's okay. But I'm feeling that, and then what I'm doing is I'm imagining them super peaceful, and I'm like, I feel that breathe and that's like sigh of relief, right? They are so peaceful. And then because I've had that feeling in my body, I hold on to that feeling. I breathe, I feel that, I hold that, I generate that, and I keep that. So and then I'm imagining them, and I'm imagining that peace in their body. So we're both like holding this energy, right? Because they are just a projection of you. You're experiencing that frame in consciousness, right? So when you were holding the energy of twistiness, that's what you experienced in them. But it's coming from you, right? And now when I'm saying I imagine them being peaceful and I feel my body react to that, I'm not saying I'm getting it from them. It came from me. The peace came from me, right? But I gave it to myself by showing myself them being peaceful and being like, okay, I can relax. They're so peaceful. And then I like kind of reverse engineer it that way. Of like, take it from that moment, put it in this moment of like, no, because that's the reality I'm in where they're already peaceful. Does that make sense to you? It's the same thing of like, can you imagine, imagine you're driving in a car with the windows down and the radio on and you're singing and laughing. Breathe and like feel yourself there. You feel that joy in your body with that. Imagine you're rock climbing or something you really enjoy and how you feel with it, right? You are feeling that feeling in the now, right? So you are imagining something and having a feeling response to it. You don't have to feel it, but like we do feel things. We're feeling creatures. So utilize it in a way that benefits you. I like to use all my senses. I like to use smell, taste, touch, vision. I like to immerse myself. I have a background in neuroscience and stuff, so I like to incorporate all the areas of the brain possible, even though, like, yes, the brain is just formed of my consciousness anyway, so it's not like a fixed state. It is what I say it is. But like, in my mind, I'm like, if I access all the senses I have access to, then it's the realest it can possibly be. People are already asking questions. Of course you can ask questions. What if the other person is a reflection of you? Well, that's okay. So it's like, that is what's happening is, imagine, how can I describe? Yeah, okay. Imagine like this is source, right? There's infinite versions to tune into of a person, yourself included, of course, fundamentally. Yourself, you get to choose. But let's say this is just all things, right? And there's infinite versions to tune into. There's the one where this person's really happy, they're sad, they're angry, they're thriving. And you're choosing what the story is. But if you keep entangling with it of like, they're always so angry, they're always so angry, they're always so angry, that's only what you experience. And you would filter out any information presented to you to the contrary anyway, because you have a story about them. So when you let go of that story and you give yourself a different experience, you get to experience like, oh my God, they're actually thriving, because you fucking choose to witness that. It exists in existence already. Everything does. So choose it. Is it possible to manifest someone moving to your... Yeah, I do it all the time. Does meditating also help with this? Everything is a meditation. If you recognize the word meditation just means to think over, then you would recognize that visualization is a meditation. Thinking is a meditation. When you're walking and you have thoughts, it's a meditation. When you're washing dishes, that's meditation. You are walking through your own mind here. Everything you look at, everything you see, everything you decree, you're experiencing. Earl, came across a video on FYP, helped my brain wake up from a moment of... I don't know if there was another message that was supposed to be there, but what I say is, hey girl, came across a video on FYP, helped my brain wake up from a moment of... And then thank you for your wisdom. You're welcome. Whatever it was, you're welcome. I'm glad. I love that. Happy to help you. Hope it doesn't bother you, but your nose doesn't look real beautiful, but that's so fucking funny to me. Just a moment. Yeah. My nose doesn't look real. That's hilarious. If you guys know about my nose post, you know why I think that's so funny. Remember who you are and choose the thoughts. And if you're not enjoying the experience of the thoughts, choose again. You can always tell what you've been manifesting or selecting by what you're speaking. So if you're saying this is still happening, it's like you are holding it. This is still happening. I'm holding this as the present moment. I'm holding this as the reality. The reality is generating from this because I say it is. It's still here. Why is it still here? Why are you still holding it? Can you unclench? Let go of it. Let it float away. It's so funny. All is well, babes. Thank you guys for tapping the screen and all that jazz. Appreciate you. So, if you are not enjoying your story, choose a different story. If you are not enjoying your story, choose a different story. If you are desiring just vague joy, you can manifest that as well. You don't have to have specificity. If you're not enjoying specificity, you could just say, wow, the most wonderful things are coming to me. And guess what? At some point, you're going to be inspired by something and select something specifically. It doesn't matter. You just be like, wow, I'm always receiving the most wonderful things. The most good and wonderful things are always happening for me. Wow, I'm so happy. Everything's so wonderful for me. You know? Is there an umbrella state to embody if one has many desires? What would the you that has it all be thinking and feeling? You'd be like, wow, I'm so satisfied. Everything's so perfect for me, right? Everything in my life is perfect. Isn't it wonderful? Everything in my life is so perfect for me. You should listen to my Hypnotone track of Isn't It Wonderful? And everything is so perfect for me. That's fun. It's just a fun little dancey track. Do you see opposing events in the 3D as meaning anything that it's about to unfold? I don't see events in the 3D as opposing. They're just alternate. I'm not looking at it and diagnosing that is, because I'm the source, I'm generating. So if I'm the origin point, anything I look out here is the past anyway. I've explained this before as well, but like, you know how sunlight, they say takes 8 minutes to travel from the sun to here. So the sunlight hitting us is past light anyway. It's kind of like that of like, you are the sun. Any rays of light projecting from you, rendering images are past anyway. So you keep holding and maintaining your state and it must update. And then what you witness is going to be your immediate past anyway. So another creator talking about telling yourself your 3D is loading when facing 3D thoughts. That's fine if you want that. It doesn't matter. Tell a story that benefits you. Like, how, guys, do you introspect at all? Like, do you just sit and breathe, be in silence, clear your mind, and then just select, like, what's the most wonderful thought I could have about this topic in this moment? Do you do that? You know you can do that, right? You can access anything. Think of it this way. Consciousness is all things and exists. You have access to all of it by selecting and tuning in. Can you explain why the 3D is inevitable or why it has to change? Because you are the source and the selector. Everything exists in existence, so what you persist in, you get to witness. Unintentional bars. Everything exists in existence, so what you persist in, you have to witness. You get to witness. All right, anyway. And the thing is, it's the now moment. So let's say you were selecting for something and you decide you don't want that. You don't have to worry about it creating. You just decide in that moment, actually, now moment, right? Now moment, now moment, now moment. It's the now moment. And that's also why it's like, what is the story you're telling about what you're experiencing? So I personally, if you catch yourself saying, I keep seeing the opposite, How is that not snapping you so hard back into reality that you're like, oh, I keep saying, stating, commanding to see the opposite? How are you not getting that at this point? Like, if you're new, great. But like, if you've been doing this for a while and you're like, I've manifested all these things, why do I keep saying the opposite? Do you think that that doesn't apply? It's what you're conscious of. So you're keep being conscious of seeing the opposite. You're commanding that you keep seeing the opposite. And then you're like, why did I do this to myself? Doesn't matter how fast we flip a contradictory thought. I mean, no. Like, time doesn't matter in that, but it's like when you become aware. Here's the thing. A random ass thought flying by your awareness doesn't particularly matter. But if you keep repeating and ruminating and focusing and believing and fixating on thoughts, it is your responsibility as the person who has the thing to, when a thought comes up, actually state what you are. I wouldn't even think about it as like flipping a thought, right? Let's say a thought comes up that's not of what I'm selecting my reality to be. It's not even like I'm flipping it. I'm just continuing in my chosen thought stream. So naturally, my natural thoughts are like, let's say it's like you're manifesting love, okay? And a thought comes up of like, I'm not chosen, or he doesn't love me or something. It's irrelevant to me because my chosen thought stream is I'm so loved, valued, and cherished. So it's not even like I'm flipping that thought and trying to compete with it or fight it. It's just my natural thought stream, as I've chosen it to be. It's like, wow, I'm so loved, valued, and cherished. So that thought flying by is irrelevant, and I'm not going to make it mean anything. If you're looking at it like, I have to flip all these thoughts. If you are being consistent in who you're being anyway, and having that be your dominant experience, that's it. This is just like, you are the dominant experience. If you're looking at that thought and thinking that having that thought flip by your awareness means that that's the dominant story, why are you giving so much power to it? Why are you giving power to a thought that you don't desire to animate? You're animating it and you're fearing it. Stop fearing a thought. You are the selector and the creator of all that is. You're afraid of a thought when all lines of code exist in existence and you get to pluck it from the ethers and then render it into your reality. Cut that out. If others is a reflection of why means if why. You're thinking others as a reflection of you as like a one-to-one thing instead of recognizing that it is. It's not saying, it's not like a mirror where it's like, well, sometimes it is. It just depends. And you have to be consciously aware of what you're actually experiencing, okay? Can you do that? Can you just like be aware? What's the meaning you're making? You're like, if I witness someone with negative energy, is that saying that I'm negative? No, dumbass. Can we think for like 5 seconds? Like, what is it? Oh, I'm observing and I'm decreeing that that is negative energy when I get to select instead and say, oh, you know what? Actually, they're so positive and lovely. All it's saying is I had in my awareness, what was the story? Oh, some people are just negative. Okay, so then that's the story that's generating. Some people are just negative. That's what it is. It's your story that's generating. Oh my God, are they reflecting some deep, dark thing in me? You are all that is. Who are you being? Who are you being? As the all that is that came to differentiate into a singular perspective, who the fuck are you being? Like, I can't. In a toxic situation where SP and friends betrayed me and excluding me, fake account made of me, how can I change this? Stop paying attention to it. Stop paying attention to it. Change your story completely. Take accountability for where you were terrified of this happening or whatever you thought. What were you thinking? What were you actually having in the back of your head? Well, some people are just liars and will betray you. Okay, cool. Now you've seen the effect of that story play out in your rendered reality. Are you happy? Is that fun for you? Do you like it? No, you hate it? Okay, great. New moment now. Shake that shit like an Etch-a-Sketch. What's your new story? Actually, people are so loyal to me. Everything's perfect. I'm in the best relationships. I have the best friendships. You don't have to reform these people too. Like, what I would personally do is remove myself from the situation so I could like be with myself for a bit and be conscious of my story. Like, go sit with yourself and select your story of like, everyone's so loyal to me. You know, whatever it is the story is, pay attention. What was the story you were telling? But yes, you can change it, of course. What fans you have. Should be a severe heat warning because you're outside right now. It's funny. That's so funny. What fans you have? That's fan behavior, baby. No, but really, like, be conscious about the story you were actually selecting. Be like, okay. And, like, don't blame yourself. Don't be like, I can't believe I created this in my reality. Just kind of, like, can you start laughing at it as the creator, as the selector? Just start laughing and being like, oh my god, that's what I selected unconsciously? Well, if I can select that fuck shit unconsciously, what can I do when I'm actually intending to? What can I do consciously now that I'm choosing? Now that I mean it, let's see. All right, well, what do I actually prefer? Everyone's loyal to me. I'm chosen. I'm valued. I'm cherished. No one would ever do anything to hurt me because they just love me so much. I have the best people in my reality. Wow, everyone's so loyal to me. No one would ever want to do anything to hurt me because I'm deeply prioritized and cherished. I'm so prioritized in my reality. Everyone loves me. What's the story you're telling? Like, oh, well, you know, other people had things going on. Or like making up excuses like, well, they had a difficult childhood. They had a difficult childhood. So now they're behaving this way in my reality. You selected the story that they had a difficult childhood. You know that? Maybe to explore some compassion, but now you get to awaken from that story and be like, you know what? Actually, they just treat people with respect. Hi, Eric. Hi, Navi. I'm so happy, guys. I saw Avatar yesterday in the theaters. I went to Manhattan and saw it, and it was so good. And it brought me so much joy. I was watching the movie and I was like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. If someone lives in a very poor country surrounded by a lot of negative people, manifesting will be hard. That's an unnecessary story to put upon yourself. Can I like frame something for you? Go outside and be somewhere where there's nature. Connect with the nature, connect with the grass that's growing, the trees, and like actually connect with the consciousness that is here of the earth, right? So sometimes when you're around like the projection of a lot of people, a lot of stories, you get to awaken in that story. You get to awaken in that story. So what this means is you're going to be like, you know what? I am choosing my thoughts. What am I choosing? Choose that everything's getting better. Everything's getting better for everyone. Like, what is it that you actually desire to experience, right? And if you're looking at people and like calling them poor as well, instead of being like, okay, what's actually happening here? There's so much love. They have so like really beautiful family units. They have a lot of stories about bullshit that aren't helping. But what's the story I can start telling is that everyone's feeling so wealthy. Everyone's recognizing all the wealth that is already here. All of this is abundance. Look at all these leaves, all this grass. That's abundance. Like, what is it that you can actually tell as the story? I was thinking about this yesterday as well. Of like, When you love people, you tell the story of them thriving and happy. You don't put upon them that they're suffering, that they're struggling. You say they are, and then you witness that it actually unfolded, versus continually witnessing, well, they're just struggling, well, they're having problems. Like, it's you as the God selector being of your reality. It's kind of rude for you to look at them and say, they're struggling so much. Ooh, they're so poor. Gross. Okay, cool. Gross. Wake up. Your words are power. Your words are power themselves. They are thriving. They're happy. They're having the most wonderful ideas come to them. They're building things in the best way. They're generating massive joy. Like, whatever. Pick a better story. Why do I believe that they're so poor? Well, because when I was raised, people were telling us how poor we were. Everyone would just say, oh, we're so poor. So then change that story. Stop telling it. Just because it was like taught to you, doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Really? Your heart is beating. You have your breath. You are upwardly mobile, probably. Do not curse them with your consciousness. Cursing them with your lack of consciousness, really. Keeping them in the dirt because you have decreed it so. They're happy, healthy, wealthy, and thriving. I didn't say poor people, I said poor country. Do you think that it's different? What is a country? A country is made up of people. A city is made up of people. It's a gathering of people. These borders drawn on a map are imaginary. It's a collection of people who agreed to live together, right? In the generation of consciousness. It's a collection of groups. What are you speaking through it, really? Do you not have your heart beating? Do you not have consciousness moving through you? Do you not have the same ability to select as everyone? But because you have other ideas, you're saying no. 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 That's very like, is it wrong to be neutral and let them have the experience they're decreeing? It's whatever you believe and think it to be. For me, it's like, I'm selecting my reality. I select that people are thriving. I select that everything's getting better and better all the time. Hi. And we actually get to witness that. Meow. I struggle with wanting more from SP or wanting to move on. I guess I need to decide and make it be. My mother-in-law has cancer, and she's been super negative and a victim, and I try and see her in a better light. Okay, if you got one of my added and buzzer noises, do you see? My mother-in-law has cancer, is super negative, is a victim. I try and see her in a better light. Cool. How about you actually just do it? Drop the old story. It's not here anymore. She's not that. You're in your new story, selecting your story. Breathe and feel yourself actually responding in your body to that of like, oh my God, she's so peaceful and happy. Oh my God, she's like thriving. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her. Oh my God, she's thriving. Her body's perfect. Oh my God, it's like an overnight miracle. She's just so good. It's draining for you because you're draining yourself trying to change it. You're trying to change it in the third dimension instead of saying like, I don't have to change a story. That story exists in existence somewhere. But in my experience of reality, she's perfect. She's always been healthy. Stop exhausting yourself. Also with this one where it was like, I struggle with wanting more from SP or wanting to move on. You're struggling with wanting. You're fighting yourself for wanting something instead of just accepting. You already have the desire for it, okay? You have the want for it. But you're struggling with wanting. Are you feeling guilty about wanting it? Instead of just allowing yourself to enjoy the desire and know that it's here. I'm struggling with wanting it. I feel bad for wanting it. Is that what you're saying? You're saying something else. I feel bad about wanting more. Like, how can I even ask for more? Sad. You get to receive the most beautiful, wonderful things. It's not unique to this person. Like, what do you desire in a relationship? Can you imagine your perfect relationship? How you feel in your body, how you witness, what thoughts you have, how you see, smell, taste, touch it, hear it. What does your perfect relationship look like? Who are you? The you that exists in life with this relationship. Not just in the relationship, because of course that's there, but like the you that's walking around, breathing, talking in your everyday life, plus this relationship. What is your favorite version of you? Are you being that person? Are you like not? I own my own company, ho. Also, dress more modest. Idiot. That's so funny. Not get upset about things friends have said in the past if it's all me pushed out. When you recognize that everything exists in existence, therefore every single sentence ever spoken, written, thought of exists in existence, are you going to get upset about all of them? Are you going to get upset about every single concept in existence that exists? If you're going to get upset about this, what's stopping you from getting upset about every single possible thing that someone could say, think, whatever, that exists in reality somewhere? Or can you just recognize you don't have to get upset about anything anyone has said and simply decide what you want to experience now? When people ask about things I eat in my car, I feel I have to give a 3D answer, but am I negating my decision? No, just you can do whatever you're doing in this thing, but you know, you're like, because here's the thing, it's the now moment. So it's like if you have a conversation with someone and they're like asking you about it and you're like, oh, I don't have it yet, but on your inside you're like, oh my god, actually it just got here, I just got it, it's here now, it's here now. As long as you're not like continually every single day being like, it's not here, it sucks, it's terrible, everything sucks, I suck, blah blah blah, whatever. Be honest with yourself. What's your dominant experience? If you know that it's like a done deal and it's on its way to you already, then it doesn't really, you could even say like it's on its way or like whatever the fuck, it's getting resolved. You could also say, I'm not choosing to talk about it right now. What is the most joyful answer you could give this person? It's none of your fucking business. You know? I blocked that person. I was like, we're not doing this. Feeling guilty for wanting a person that isn't currently aligned with me in 3D. Okay, well, you select that they're in alignment. They're perfectly in alignment with you now. They're not in alignment in my 3D, says you. You just decreed that, so they can't be. They're actually perfectly in alignment with me now. With me, right? I didn't align myself to them. I didn't change or contort myself to be with this person. They have whatever needed to happen. They're in perfect alignment with me now. Wow, it's amazing. That was so easy. Yeah, literally, me just existing. Every day she's becoming more aligned now. I mean, Eric, how many days do you want to keep that as a process? How many days? How many days are you selecting that she's going to align with you until she's fully aligned? If you're going to say every day she's becoming more aligned now, how long? How many days are you giving that? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm great at this. I'm so good at this. This is why I do it. I love it. I love it. I've been like, since I became aware of the patterns that like wrecked my body and then I got my life back, I've had such a desire to share it, right? Speak life through yourself. Also, it's so funny because it's like, I literally thought thoughts that were not serving me to the point of not being able to move. So that's why it's like, I'm unbothered by any external projections at this point of what someone could say, because I was like, you're not going to be able to bully me to the point where my spine doesn't work. I already did that, you person. I already did that. Also, I'm a better writer than you. That's just facts. Feels more believable to say she's becoming rather than she is right now. Okay, great. So, how long? Do you think it's going to take 7 days for her to align? Do you think it's going to take 3 months, 3 years? What is this imagined thing in your head? How long do you think it's going to take for her to have an epiphany? How long do you think it's going to take for her to just change and shift and be? What is this story you're telling? And who is it believable for? It's more believable for which part of you? So inspiring. You've seen both sides. Yep. Yeah, my spine was like, I was going to say fucked, but yeah, I had some like stuff with nerves and discs and car accident and osteoarthritis and like a whole bunch of stuff that like basically, and muscles tearing, which led me to not being able to be upright for more than a few minutes at a time. And that's when I learned that my thoughts were informing my body, like telling my body how to form, right? Because when I was just laying down for months, eventually I stopped listening to podcasts, and when it was all silent, all I had was my thoughts. And then I realized that, oh, I'm holding my body tense. I need to relax my body as much as possible so that blood can flow easier. And then after I relaxed my body a bit, a thought came in that was like, I hate my life, or like, I'm in so much pain, even though I was in less pain after that, right? After the meditation, my pain went down. But then that thought came in and like my body tensed right back up, and the pain was even more than it had been that morning. So it was in that moment where like my physics, chemistry, biology, energy, all these classes like overlaid. It was like, you know, like slide transparencies in elementary school, where they like just like put them on top of the projector. All of a sudden, like all the levels, I could see it. I was like, oh my God, my thoughts are energy. I'm firing a wave through my system. On that wave, it's the signals to release chemicals. These chemicals are informing my muscles how to be. My breath is informing these things. And like, it's all because of the thoughts. So if I start thinking thoughts of more joy and pleasure, then my body will respond to those too. It's going to release different chemicals and hormones and things for my body to form of. So I said, okay, well, if because I really felt that effect of that one thought on my body. I said, oh, I've been firing this through my body so often that it just like, I didn't even notice that I'd become like numb to it, but my body was still responding. It was like I was being constantly attacked by my own thoughts. So I changed my mind, baby. I had nothing else to do, right? I was like, I'm going to lay here and I'm going to change my thoughts until that is my dominant story. I'm going to change that until this becomes the auto-suggestion. Because if my auto-suggested thoughts were, everything sucks and I hate my life, my body has betrayed me, all that jazz, like, that's not great. We don't want that. So I laid down and I was like, okay, at first I was like, I'm perfectly healed. But I noticed with that, when I say I'm healed, I would like think of the car accident I'd been in and all the other like things that had happened. Like I passed out once and I took out drywall with my head in the shape of a penguin, right? I'm so artistic even when I'm losing consciousness. But like saying I'm healed made me think I had something to heal from. So instead I said, okay, well, there's infinite iterations of reality. There's a reality where my body's always been perfect. So what is she even saying? Because I'd been injured like repeatedly again and again and again. This was like my third injury in a row. And I was like, okay, I'm the common denominator. This keeps happening like for me, right? Repeated knocks to the head until I woke the fuck up. And then I started telling in a story, changed that shit. And I said, okay, the version of me whose body's always been perfect, what is she saying? My body's always been perfect. Everything's amazing and I love my life. I love my life. I love my body. I love what I'm doing. So then I breathed, I deeply relaxed my body, and I told that story. So then I also like visualized myself running on the beach and let myself physically feel it, right? Like when you let yourself like actually feel and stimulate those muscles, right? They've done studies where like people mentally doing physical therapy exercises versus physically doing them, the physical increase over 30 days was 11%. The mental increase from visualizing and letting yourself like have that experience, 10%. So 11 versus 10, not like, do it internally. Give yourself that experience. And when I was laying down, and this I've noticed with a lot of people, they're like, well, if I were well, I wouldn't be laying down. What I realized was I was like, oh, I'm laying down because I want to, because I get to rest and there's nothing else for me to do. I'm just like enjoying experiencing consciousness and pleasure. So I'm just going to lay here and breathe and like know that everything's taken care of. So tell that story. In the shape of a penguin. Yeah, I have it. It might be somewhere. Like I used to have it. I had a picture of it, and then next to it, I like have a picture where I drew the penguin over it because I thought it was just so funny. Despise my adult stepkids. Okay, well, that's your choice to despise them. You could choose to love them. There's places with electricity. Doubting limiting beliefs speaking. Did you go vegan around that time? I had gone vegan a couple years earlier from that because my body actually, during the time I was so injured, my body was reacting to things. So it's like I had I had already had some food allergies, and then I developed more. I ended up with like 35 food allergies. So I couldn't there were a lot of things I could not eat. And I went vegan at that time, and yeah, I developed like a whole bunch of recipes for myself with like my like Italian recipes, made them vegan really, really good. Cause like I'm an excellent cook. So I wanted to make sure that they were like delicious. I'm not vegan anymore. I've been thinking about it though recently of like moving back towards it. But it's, yeah. You are God forming a body. You select your life, and it is what you speak it is. I am the miracle, and you are too, and you get to remember that. Have you ever looked into those old manifestation experiments and stuff from the 50s? I haven't, but I know that they exist, and I know like this, like CIA documents about like, hey, when you select and focus on something, you experience it. I haven't read it though. Changing your train of thought around it is so helpful. Do you have an SP success story? Guys, do you get that every single person you've ever experienced has been a manifestation of the consciousness you're selecting, like unconsciously, and now you're choosing to do it consciously? So have you ever dated someone before? Have you ever had dated someone before? Can you pay attention to like what you've done with that, where it was like, oh, well, we both just really liked each other and then started dating. Cool. Well, then have that be your story. Oh, well, like, they just, like, the more they learned about me, the more they liked me, and then they asked me to be their person. Do you see how easy that is? There's not opposition, but, like, you came up with all these stories and reasons why you can't be with this person, and then that's what's generating for you, and then you're like... So it's like, yeah, I've selected lots of things for lots of partnerships and, like, fun things with relationship, but, like... It was just easy. It was just like consistency too. And also accountability. If you have opposition, you keep telling a story about people. Shift it. Your lives are the best. I could listen to you talk all day about your stories and experiences. Aw, thanks, babe. Wild with an E at the end. I love that. I do have a YouTube. It's my @ here is the same as my @ on YouTube. It's ROMEWILDE. Placebo effect, yeah. Base on bars. Love it. Have you revised your food allergies? I have. I have no food allergies now. I decided in that time when I shifted my spine into being healthy that I recognize what is an allergy. It's my body attacking something because it thinks it's a threat. And since I recognize everything as manifestation of consciousness, I was like, okay, so I have been attacking things that I think are threats, reacting to things. So what I did was I calmed my body, and then I showed my like body images of like, in my mind, I just like pictured allergens, which are like spiky little balls and like pollen and stuff. And it was like, do not attack this. Just move it through. You don't need to attack this. And then I would like breathe and relax my body. I'm not telling anyone to do this with your allergies or whatever, but I'm just telling you what my experience is, right? I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm telling you what I did. I also did this spring. Someone had told a story about the pollen, and like I agreed to it in a second. And then I started having symptoms come up of like itchy eyes. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then so I revised it in that moment of like, no, my body doesn't react. And I stayed sitting outside. I breathed, I relaxed. And then like, I noticed like half an hour later, it was completely like not reacting at all. So like, you can do this like very quickly. Can you give me opinion about my question? There's places without water and electricity have rules that kill humanity. It's a miracle if you survive. Everything is consciousness. And I'm not saying that as an abstract thought. Stick with me. Everything is consciousness, which means that it's what you are conscious of. All things exist in existence. Are you aware? Have you experienced within your experience of life that there are infinite iterations of reality to select from? Because the most horrific things imaginable exist in existence because all things are consciousness and all things exist. And the most wonderful things also exist in existence. You are the selector for your experience of reality. So you get to choose what you witness, what you experience. If you are looking at that, what you can do is you can look at that and say like, wow, everything got better. The people woke up. The people are awake now and they're choosing better for life. They're all working together. Any consciousness that was causing problems is now gone. It simply has no place here. You are the selector. So you're looking at this and saying, this simply is. It's all consciousness too. Consciousness cannot die without agreeing to it. You cannot leave this plane without agreeing to it. And I say this as someone who almost died multiple times. I remember I had the choice to leave my body or to stay. And I chose to come back, and I felt my heart start again. You do not have to play into the story of leaving if you do not want to. So if you're looking at people as if they are victims instead of consciousness animating itself, you will always have the experience of looking at people as if they are powerless, when they are power itself. You are consciousness. There's nothing other than energy. You are energy. Be awake and aware of who you are. And that's my response. Bye. Got to start having more fun with the process and relax into knowing. That's why I've had negative thought spirals. Worst case scenarios have been default for me. Practice more with wonderful thought spirals. Practice just playing and thinking more delightful things. What I've noticed with myself is that the more I actually put intentional focus on what I'm thinking, the better life gets, right? I'm utilizing my consciousness in all the best ways. If you are leaving all these gaps, for me also, it's like, I made my own affirmation tapes for myself recently because I know that that works for me because I have a story about it, right? I'm like, okay, this works for me and I know it does, so I'm going to utilize it. So I've been like listening to repetitive affirmation, and it's helped me with like, if I'm on TikTok and I start scrolling, I like stop very easily because I'm like, this isn't what I want to be absorbing or paying attention to. I have much better thoughts to come to in my being. So then I go do that. I love you too, Stacy. Do you believe in the concept of something being meant to be? I heard a coach say it, but it didn't make sense given the info I know. What do you mean it to be? Meant to be. Everything exists in existence. Select what you desire. If that's how they believe, then that's how they will experience life. What's meant to be is I experience my desires, I witness them, and I say yes to them, and I enjoy them. Thank you for your opinion about my question. You were great. Oh, thank you for asking. Can you completely erase someone from your reality? Yeah, you could just be like, they're not in my field. They're not in my experience. They didn't exist. That was just a dream I had one day. And it's not like, okay, here's the thing, because I heard someone talking about this, like, oh my God, you're going to like wipe them from existence. No, once again, from my experience of consciousness, everything exists somewhere, but it doesn't have to be in my witnessing of my fractal of reality. I'm just witnessing one slide at a time, baby. So if I'm choosing what I'm witnessing, yeah, then, oh, that person, that's not a thing. That person's not even in my reality. You know what I mean? Oh, they didn't even exist. That was just a thought I had one day, and I don't even remember it now. It's gone. It's done. We're done with that. Thanos. I thought I wasn't on track to my best life. Realized I'm exactly where I need to be. Yeah, because you're the one that decides, right? You're the only one that could be like, I'm not on track, I'm behind. Says who? Compared to what? Right? Oh, I'm looking outside and seeing other people. Why don't you just take that? Recognize whenever you feel that, you have a desire to experience something of that. What is the desire you have for yourself? Witness it and accept that you have it. I did manifest someone moving out of the country so I didn't have to deal with them. I've done that before, where it's like, oh, they moved. Oh my God, but I always like leaving people thriving because I know it's just me. So I'm just like, hey, if I wasn't happy with them in my experience, then they were also living unhappy. So now they're just so happy and thriving far across the world. They're just so happy and thriving. They're living their best life, and they're actually bringing more wonderful things into reality now. Everything's working out once you realize you're the creator. Oh, thank you. I'm enjoying. I'm glad you love listening. I love sharing. It's fun. It's so much fun. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this live up soon. If there's anything else, let me know. And this will probably be up on YouTube later today. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, and amazing. I'll stay on for a few more minutes if there's anything else. We're already at like an hour and 10 minutes, so. Oh yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure, guys. Yeah, of course. I'm excited. I've got a bunch of one-on-ones later. And I love connecting with you guys face-to-face and getting to, or voice-to-voice rather, if it's a voice call. Just getting to get out in there. Oh, select your reality and healthy state are still bundled. If you're desiring to saturate with wonderful frequencies. I fell asleep to the healthy state the other day. Some of the audios from it, and I like woke up feeling so amazing and refreshed. Am I going live later? Maybe. Manifested things and they fell through. How do I stay positive? Don't say that they fell through. Okay, so what you're saying right now is you manifested them falling through, right? So just go back to the state of they're fully here and everything's good. Stop waiting for another shoe to drop. Manifesting and then unmanifesting a thing. Like, it's very silly potato behavior, and that's okay. Just come to awareness that you did that. If someone shifts her frequency, so he will change her country or the country will change for him. The whole world, babe. The whole universe. It's just you. And it's like the frequency. What is frequency? It's the frequency, meaning amount of thought, or frequency meaning vibration of an energy, or frequency meaning like number of repetitions in a cycle. But it's the now moment. So be in the now moment, feel, and actually stay in the, like, everything is good and wonderful and beautiful. It's all happening. And as you can internally ask, is there anything for me to do? Is there anything I desire to bring into this world? Yeah, I want to play more. I want to do this thing. Great, then do it. How to stay in the reality of what you want when you see the opposite. I don't see the opposite. Or if you observe the opposite, don't label it the opposite. Don't think it's the end state. You can observe it and say, like, okay, cool. And that means nothing. That's not where I'm staying. That's what I'm witnessing right now, but that's not what actually is my reality. Okay, I see purple over there, but I've chosen pink. So instead of being like, no, but that's purple, I'm like, cool, and I got pink, and I have pink, and the pink has come right to me. It's not making it mean something about who you are, where you are, or anything. It's just previously in consciousness, there was something. Maybe it was a story you had of, I never get what I want. And so it came as purple, and then you decided to use that of like, oh, see, I never get what I want. You're just reinforcing a bullshit story. Wake up to the story you're telling. Stop telling it. Continue with what you're choosing. Stop making again, everything exists in existence. The existence of something doesn't negate the existence of the thing you choose. Stop trying to make it mean that. It's not negating shit. Just stop putting focus on it and be like, no, I actually have exactly what I want. Bye. It's you. It's you, babe. If that means you got to sit with yourself and be silent and still and just observe, cool. What is it that comes up? Oh, this is so hard. Great. So that's what you're selecting. If this were really easy, what would I be doing? I'd be chilling. Great. Then do that. I think sometimes it's like, even like calling it old. It's like you observe something you don't prefer, and now you're choosing what you do prefer in the now moment. So you don't have to keep telling the old story to be in the now and choose the new story. And you're not changing an old story into a new story. You're just simply dropping awareness from the old story and being in the new now, the now of now. So do that. Have fun. Have an absolutely beautiful day. You're a beautiful, wonderful